Hello and welcome back to Good Goal or Bad Defending. Leeds against Newcastle. Both teams looking to play for something. Obviously Leeds for survival in the Premier League, and Newcastle to keep their season going and actually finish in the top four, which if they keep playing like this they might not make it. Mind you, Big Sam's in for Leeds, so they might be playing a little bit of that manager's bounce, but there's all sorts of mistakes in this game. There's 3 penalties. I'm not going to go over them all because if you know what my feelings are on penalties, normally it's just complete nonsense. 50% of the people think it should go one way, 50% the other. And quite honestly, a lot of the times refs could give 100 penalties a game if they actually implemented the rules, which they never do. But I want to point out this big group of players right here. We're going for a little bit of picnic together, having some fun, all out on a day out on the bus together. And they've just been done by a little dink ball over the top there. Now, why this is important and why I'm calling a little attention to this is because you can see this big gap here, and early on in the game when things like this start happening, it's because your team's under pressure and you're worried about getting that 4th place spot. You're trying your hardest, you're trying to do a little bit of thing. Newcastle haven't been like this and this much of a disarray. We're leaving all these big gaps. Now these big gaps don't actually open up to the problem of the goal. That's something slightly else, but you can just see this here. If this was against a Man City or a decent squad like Arsenal, you'd be fuming at these 4 players doing this and leaving this gap here and here. But they're against Leeds, so they think they can get away with it, which they can't. Let's move the game forward and see what happens. Ball's been brought down. Here's the problem I've got. Both of these 2 players here are looking at the ball. No one's actually analysing and looking at this guy here. Now, this guy here is... Now, does he have to come over and deal with this player? Or is one of these people here jogging slowly going to actually come back, get goal side and defend? Let's find out, shall we? Oh, no, look, he's still not goal side. He's jogged in, he's come back in, he's come back to get into play, but he should be over here. Why are you stood there, buddy? Get goal side. The reason you're goal side is if the cross comes in, you can step in and cut it out. If you're there, you're not doing anything. Now you've got a player doing what I suggest everyone should do, standing in that zone about there, bang in the middle, brilliant. Waiting to see if anything happens. Love it. Let's play this forward and see what happens. On we go. Bosch, cross comes in, ghosting in here on the back post. You can see him. He was coming in the whole time. This guy kind of was going with him, but he didn't get close enough. It's one of those lazy runs which you see players do as well. I'm marking him, but you're not really marking him. And you're only doing it as a token effort, so people think you've run back. And he really hasn't here. Ball comes in. It's a weak header. There's no Newcastle players going for it. The 2 Leeds players put themselves off. But this is what happens next. Keeper, Dosh, bang. Because he stops running, forgetting that this guy's trying to score a goal. And he does, just because he stops running, stops tracking in him. The header was kind of poor, but I've probably seen 15 goals in the last couple of weeks where keepers save it, they push it back out, and not one of their defenders is there to clear the ball. Not one. Someone from the other team is always there to tap it in, and it's not even close. It's not like any of these guys are even challenging for the ball. Look at them. They're not even close to be challenging for the ball when it comes back out. That's how Newcastle have given up this goal. No one is bothered to follow in. As soon as that cross comes in, the header comes up, they all stop and ball watch. Yeah, you might not stay in the top 4, boys, if you keep playing like that. This is the first penalty. 2 players are going 50-50 for the ball. Watch their feet. Gets a bit tangled up here. Look, kicks him. Penalty. It's just that simple. He kicks him. Penalty. Dumph. Goes over. Penalty. Now, Leeds missed this one, but I'm not going to show you all the shots of the penalties because, yeah, they either go in or they don't. Doesn't go in. We'll go look at the next goal. Here we go. This is Newcastle's first penalty. Personally, I don't think it is. Watch what's happening here. 2 players running for the ball. One goes down. He completely slips. This guy's running across. He's entitled to run and hold his ground. And he's entitled to go for the ball that way. This is what you call a coming together. Because he doesn't need to change his course and he doesn't need to change his course. And there's the ball. As we go it forward, still going forward, he's touched the ball. But he hasn't gone towards the player. This player's going towards him. Then he runs into him and he dives over the ball. That's what you call a coming together. Did he win the ball? Yeah. But all he's done is run into this player. This guy can't just Harry Potter himself out the way of the ball. He can't just disappear and go somewhere different. If this Newcastle player runs into this Leeds player and falls over, it's not a penalty. He ran into him. He is entitled to hold his line. He's entitled to hold his ground and run on that line. He's not entitled to run into him and then fall over and claim a penalty. It's just not. And as well, we'll look at a bit of this dive here. Boom! Oh, I've been shot. His legs have. I mean, that's just pathetic. It's not a penalty. Ref gives it because of the theatrical dive here, and away they go. They tie the game 1-1. Couple seconds later, we get another penalty. Well, not a couple seconds later, but a couple of minutes later. Again, watch this. This player is clearly pushing him in the back. Does it touch his hand? I don't know. Let's have a little watch. It's up. It's up. Yeah, maybe, but it doesn't change the flight of the ball. Doesn't change the flight of the ball. The guy still gets his head on it. And I don't know if he touches it with his hand. The ref says he does. I don't think he does. I'm not sure there. Oh, he may have. He may just get a little nick with his hand. Play it back a little again. Yeah, he may get a little nick with his. I don't know. Because to me, if it doesn't change the flight of the ball, it's not a handball. You know, it doesn't change the flight of the ball. Is it a handball or not? Don't know. Again, that's why I say these things are 50-50. I can see why that should never be a penalty because the guy's pushing the defender in the back. I can see why it could be a penalty because it may be nicking his hand. But of course, the ref gives it because it's the Premier League and they don't know what they're doing. And then it's 2-1. Oh, before we get on to the next goal, I want you to show you this guy's reaction as well of how this guy like screams. Let me find this idiot player. Here we go. Watch him. He's screaming at the ref. Screaming. Dude, play the damn game. Score the header. If you just scored the header, you wouldn't even need to worry about the handball or the penalty or anything else. Do your job. Put the ball in the goal. Stop complaining. Are we ready for a goal that's not a penalty? Yay! Okay, so here we go. They're in the box. It's all just mayhem. And this is one thing I like to do. Sometimes when you can't score a goal, you just keep shooting and see what happens. That's what they do here. In comes the ball again. Bosch. Look, did you see any of the Leeds players running around screaming for a handball? No, they carried on playing the game. Hits that guy there. No one's really first out the ball. Bosch, Leeds hit it again. Ricochets off the players. These guys, actually, I don't mind him being back here on the line because he can't get out. Like, there's just too much going on, so we really can't run out and get them off sides or try to put pressure on the ball just because there's too much melee nonsense happening inside the box. So I'm quite happy with him being back here on the line doing that job. We play it on again. Whack. Hits him on the head. And goes in the bottom corner right there. That's a double ricochet goal. They're all happy because they finally got a goal that wasn't a penalty in this game, and it was off them shooting at the goal. Was it a bit bad luck? Yeah, but also I can see that Newcastle are sort of hiding in their shells a bit worried about staying in the top four and about trying to finish out the end of the season and stay there. You can see that in their panicking because they haven't been like this. They've been solid defensively. They don't sit there in the box and let people take shots. They put the pressure on and they clear the ball very, very well. They didn't in this situation. Here's the shot from the other angle. Quite happy with this. I mean, they're defending quite well here. They're just generally unlucky. It's not a good goal. It's not really bad defending. Run out to the ball, putting some pressure on. Bomb fits him in the head, goes in the bottom corner. Keeper's got no chance. No chance at all. All right, guys. Well, that's it. I'll see you on the next good goal or bad defending.